Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us on our second webinar of the Flexo Extension Series. So today we will discover the SAP mobile maintenance and service apps provided by Flexo. But first, let me introduce the speakers. So my name is Thomas Wolfs and I'm a technical SAP consultant at Flexo.
Hello everyone, I am Thibaut Velge. I'm SAP Plant Maintenance Consultant and I will guide you through the functional part of this presentation.
Thank you, Thibaut. So, first of all, we want, of course, this session to go very smoothly. So let's take a look at our housekeeping rules. So please note that the session will be recorded and that you can ask any question in the chat functionality of this tool, but that we will answer them at the end of the session. Also, I would like to mention that this webinar is part of the Flexo Extension Series. So there are a lot of interesting topics coming your way. You can find all the information about this on our website, flexo.com. But I would like to mention that the IoT Digital Twin Accelerator is a nice addition to the topic of today. So feel free to join us on the 3rd of September. So without further ado, let's take a look at our agenda. So my colleague Thibaut will give you, will show you our mobile maintenance app solution and will give you a demo of those applications. After that, I will give you an overview of the technical architecture, and then we will dive into the key takeaways of this package. And of course, we will take some time to answer your questions. All right, Thibaut. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Thomas. Okay, from planned towards smart maintenance. You can see here our famous Bob the Builder, who is well known in the maintenance world. And his main goal is to fix things when breakdowns occurs in production, of course. After that, he needs to register his actions. Sometimes they still happen on a sheet of paper. What we do see at companies with all the consequences that come with this. Of course, there are also companies who already have a foundation, an ERP solution, which can be SAP Plant Maintenance, but they are looking towards mobile solutions in order to facilitate the process of the end users. A direct result is that the communication is much better between different departments. For example, if someone in production logs a problem, the maintenance department, they get immediately notified of that. In an ideal situation, we provide our Bob the Builder with intelligent technologies. Suppose he has dirty hands because of working with the machines, and he cannot log the problem via his mobile device, then he would be able to use his voice to log a problem in the system. Now, let's have a look at our solution, at our mobile maintenance package. So our package covers two of the best SAP plant maintenance best practice flows, namely the corrective maintenance flow and the preventive maintenance flow. And towards each of these flows, we have a number of Fiori apps, which covers the completely flow, so from end-to-end process. And what I'm going to do now is I will go more in detail on each of these two flows, and I will afterwards demonstrate as well these Fiori apps for you. Okay, so let's go now more into detail. The first flow, corrective maintenance, which is planned maintenance. We start with the creation of a maintenance request. So you have a problem somewhere in your plant, you want to record it in the system. Therefore, we have this Fiori app, the creation of a maintenance request. We have three different types of requests: the standard, a disturbance, and a malfunction. The result is the same, but they differ from each other in terms of parameters. which can be used for reporting purposes. The result of the logged notifications can be seen in the notification list, where we also have a Fiori app for. And during daily or weekly maintenance meetings, the maintenance department decides which of the problems will be converted and will be executed and solved. So which of the problems will be converted into a maintenance order. And the result of that can be seen in the maintenance order overview list, where we also have a Fiori app for. Afterwards, this job list is assigned to a certain technician on which he can make as well confirmations on, which is the last Fiori app. So this is the overview what we provide for the corrective maintenance. The same apps can also be used in the preventive maintenance flow, so in the second flow. So depending on the setup of your system, whether your master data is processing first notifications or directly maintenance orders, so based on your master data, more specifically your maintenance plans, how they generate either notifications or maintenance orders, these can be seen as well in the same Fiori apps. And again, later on in the process, a confirmation can also be made on these preventive maintenance orders. So what I've just explained now, I'm going to demonstrate you in our system. So I'm going to my demo. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is logging a problem in SAP by using our mobile device. So you see here an iPad. It can be any device, can be iPhone or any device. I create a notification in the system. So what do we see here? We enter a description. There is a noise on a machine. You have the possibility to enter a long text as well. You select, you have the options to select your functional location or your equipment. I will directly go to enter my machine. So I enter here my equipment. Okay, and you will see immediately that the functional location is also filled in because in master data there was a direct link. So basically, these are the minimum fields that we see as necessary to log a problem in the system. And you say submit. Notification is saved. This notification can be seen immediately because we work with real-time data in our notification list. In our notification list, you see here the notification number, the problem description, as well as the machine, so on which location the problem is located, the status of the notification, and some other data. So let's take a look at our problem we just created. You have the possibility to click on the maintenance request itself to get a more detailed overview because, for instance, the long text wasn't included in the overview because it would take it would take too much space. So this is the overview of the maintenance requests. Okay, you also have, of course, some filter and sort options to make variants specific for each device, for each SAP user. So this regards the first part, so creation and logging problems into the system. Based on this list, the maintenance departments will convert notifications towards maintenance orders. The result of that can be seen in the work order overview list, which is basically a brief overview of the job that needs to be carried out. So the different work orders. You can filter them. So here you see, for instance, that the corrective and preventive maintenance order types are combined together, that you can easily filter them out. Again, same logic applies. You click on the line to see more details about the maintenance order. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a confirmation on a specific maintenance order. For this, I'm going to select the last order, and you see here that the status of the maintenance order is released, so it is ready for execution, and we have created a time registration tool behind. So the only thing that a technician needs to do is to start the time registration. So he starts working on it. At the end, he has two possibilities. Either he will take a pause, he will take a break, or he shifts the order towards another team that will continue working on it. For this, we have created two buttons. The first button is to make a partial confirmation on the order. The second button will immediately close the order and put it on pickle. So I will close immediately the order. And normally the order will also disappear out of the work order overview list. So this is a brief overview of the package what we have. So we can create notifications. You can see the overview of it in the notification list. You have the overview of job that needs to be carried out, as well as the possibility to make time confirmations on maintenance orders. Okay, I will switch now back to the presentation. Okay, so this was the demo of our maintenance apps. What comes next? So we start, if we go to a client, we start from our mobile PM package, and together with the client, we check their requirements and the process flows. And afterwards, we do a fit gap analysis where we identify some deltas out. So all this together forms the product backlog and the scope for our project. Now, the approach we use is the Agile approach, where during small sprints, we are able to deliver the outcome in a very short period of time. So, and this is exactly what we did for our customer Terumo. For Terumo, the mobile package was not sufficient enough because there was a requirement also to cover their third flow, what they have, so which is the emergency flow. And for this, there was a request to create two extra Fiori apps. The first app is the creation of a maintenance order by using the barcode scanning with the automatic time recording. And secondly, they also wanted to register immediately on this maintenance order spare parts. So these two Fiori apps I'm also going to show you now in the system. Okay, for this, I will show you on, for example, an iPhone. Okay, so we go to the Incident Companion app, which is the app who will make the maintenance order directly in the system. So you open the Fiori app, and immediately the app asks you to scan the barcode of the machine. So normally, if you have a handheld device, you will scan the QR code of the barcode. But for the demo here, I'm going to enter my equipment directly. So you scan the equipment, you say, okay. SAP immediately recognizes the equipment number, the description, as well as the assigned functional location to it. And the only action that a technician or a maintenance engineer needs to do is to start the work. So actually, he's going to start his time registration, and we start. Okay. So these were the first actions. Now, suppose he needs some spare parts in order to repair the machine. For this, we have also created a spare part, a Fiori app. He searches the material code. Okay, you enter the quantity that you're going to consume on your maintenance order. So here you see the material number of stock that is still available. You add the material, and afterwards you have some extra options. Either you still have the possibility to change the quantity or to add extra materials. For the demo now, I'll just consume only this material. So when the maintenance engineer finishes his job, he needs to do the last administration. So he scans again the barcode of the machine, and he needs to say, okay, I'm going to stop working on it. So he stops the time registration. He enters the issue. So there was a noise. These fields, because you will see some extra screens after this one, can be later on, for example, filled in by using voice technology. So this is perfectly possible. I will say next. So after the issue, what did the maintenance engineer do to fix the problem? I'll just say it is solved. He confirms some extra parameters that were necessary for reporting reasons were also added to this flow to create the maintenance order. And he says, okay, so my maintenance order was created. So, okay, I'll go back now to my presentation. Okay, so basically what we've seen now is a short overview of the mobile maintenance apps. They cover the two flows, corrective, preventive, with the apps I have demoed in the system. So these are our mobile apps. We've extended our package specifically for Terumo to cover also their emergency maintenance flow. Yeah, that's it. Thomas?
Yes. All right. Thank you, Thibaut, for this great demo. Let's have a look at the technical architecture of our solution. First of all, you have seen that we've used SAP Fiori. So why is this? Because Fiori is basically the next generation user experience of SAP. Next to that, the framework, it gives you a responsive design, which means that your applications will have a nice look and feel on each type of device or screen size. Now, also, when you say S/4HANA, you say Fiori. So, of course, we want our applications to be future-proof. So, when we're using Fiori, we're staying as close as possible to the standard of SAP, and our applications are future-proof. Now, let's take a look at how you can deploy the applications. There are several ways, so let's take a look at two of them. One of them would be to deploy the applications on your gateway system in your on-premise landscape. This means that the clients will access the applications via HTTPS, and that the gateway will communicate with the backend system, which can be an ECC system or an S/4HANA system, to provide the data. You should know that when you choose this option, you have to provide VPN access, firewalls, and all the security things that you have to consider in an on-premise landscape. A second possibility would be to do a cloud deployment. This means that you will deploy the applications on SAP Cloud Platform. So the client will communicate with SAP Cloud Platform, and SAP Cloud Platform will communicate with your gateway system via a secure network channel. When you choose for this option, you have a lot of services by SAP provided inside of the SAP Cloud Platform, like security and other services that are available. and they are hosted on in a secure environment. Now, how do we access the applications? The applications are, of course, standard web applications, so you could just use your browser and go to them like a normal web page. But we've chosen to bring forward the Fiori client, because the Fiori client gives you the possibility to use mobile qualities of your device. And this is really important for our applications, because we are working with scanning functionalities, for example, and the Fiori client makes this possible for us. Next to that, it gives you better performance, because SAP made some enhanced caching mechanism inside of the Fiori client to run Fiori apps in with a better performance. And also, last but not least, you've got some better security through an app passcode that can be enabled inside of the Fiori client. Now, where or how do I get the Fiori client? The Fiori client is available for all the modern operating systems that we know nowadays, like, for example, Android, iOS, and Windows. So you can just find it on each marketplace or app store of your operating system. Now, of course, you don't want all your end users to have to install the Fiori client and to configure everything inside of this application on their each device. You don't want each of them to have to do this by themselves. So you could use a tool like, for example, Microsoft Intune is used by one of our customers, which provides profiles and roles which you can push to all your end users. This way, a pre-configured configuration will be pushed to those users and to their device. Oh, let's take a look at the key takeaways of our package. Thibaut?
Yes. Okay. One of the first benefits, of course, by using mobile applications is that people can register anywhere they are at any time. Another benefit of the Fiori apps is a simplification. So a good example is the Incident Companion app I've demoed you. So with a limited number of clicks, you are able to create a maintenance order in the system. The third benefit is a higher data quality thanks to the real-time registration. And of course, the communication between different departments is much better. So like I said earlier in the presentation, if someone in production or someone in the company logs a problem, this data is real-time available and the maintenance department is immediately notified of that. The apps, they are future-proof for SAP ECC and for S/4HANA. And the most important benefit is the lightweight implementation. So as I said earlier as well in the presentation, the approach we use during this implementation is Agile, and thanks to which we can deliver the project in a short period of time. Short period of time. We are happy to share also some nice feedback from our customers where we've implemented the mobile app so far. So the package is a very good base to start working with Fiori if you don't have Fiori yet in your company. But also users, they are triggered to prepare the next step towards S/4HANA. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Thibaut. So I think that we can conclude that we brought Bob the Builder to a next level. Bob the Builder is really happy with his new mobile apps, and we are also eager to find out how we can help your Bob the Builder to achieve this next level. First of all, I want to thank everyone for your time. I want to thank the team that made this session possible. And let's go to the Q&A. So let's have a quick look at the questions. Just give me a little second. So feel free to ask the questions in the chat and we will try to answer them all. Of course, we will follow up with an email in case we couldn't give an answer to all the questions. All right, let's take a look. All right, can you add pictures? Yes, it depends on, I think you mean that with a notification you show a picture inside of the notification or inside of the order. That could perfectly be possible. Can you scan maybe this one? Yeah. Can you scan a QR code to define the work center on which you want to create a notification? Yes. So like I said, we enabled the scanning mechanism via the Fiori client. And of course, you can scan it and the ID will be retrieved and you can do whatever you want with the ID. So this is also perfect possible to do this. And let's see. Does every employee uses their own device? Yeah, so it's like a bring your own device principle. At least the customer can choose this. So we have several customers where everyone brings his own device, and we have other customers where there are devices available on site. And so that's why one of our customers used the Microsoft Intune tool, because every employee was using their own device and they wanted to provide the configuration in a nice way to the end users. Yeah. Do you need always an online connection, or is there an offline mode possible? For our applications, you need an online connection. We've chosen to do so because our solution is quite lightweight. So of course we know that there are bigger packages that allow the offline connection, but we've chosen specifically to make this a lightweight solution and to stay with online capabilities. Yeah, is there wait, let me see. Oh, here. Is the emergency order functionality now a standard feature of the Flexso mobile maintenance apps package? Maybe this is something that that Thibaut can answer in my place. Thibaut, do you have a second?
Yeah. So of course we can reuse some IDs and functionalities that we use to create the Fiori apps at Terumo. We can also create, of course, for other clients. Yeah. Okay, so let's check if there are other questions. Can we see? Can an operator see only his or her work to do? So yes, if you assign maintenance technicians towards operations of a maintenance order, with the correct filters, you are able to see only the work that needs to be carried out for a specific operator or technician. Yes, so yes, this is possible. Technical, have you built your... Oh, yes, so another question, does the solution work on S/4HANA only, or does it also work on SAP ECC? So the solution works on both. So either on S/4HANA, so like I said in the benefits, they are they are future proof for S/4HANA, but they do also work on your SAP ECC system. Maybe another technical question for Thomas.
Let's take a look. Do you have a preference between HANA views and CDS views, and what is the difference? I think that is something that we could have a nice chat with a beer, because yeah, it's difficult to say. I think you always choose the perfect fit for the customer. You look at which version your customer is running on. I'm a fan of CDS views, but I know that we cannot use them at each customer depending on their system level or version. But in the future, I think I would like to work a lot more with CDS views. So I don't know if this answers your question. If it doesn't, we should go get a pint and philosophize about this. All right. I think that we got most of them. Let's take a look. Yeah. Why have you built your own applications? Then again, this is done because we wanted to have a real lightweight solution, because SAP has indeed, I can't come up with a name right now, but SAP has like a big package for those things. But the license costs are way higher than the cost of our implementation. So that's why we wanted to keep this lightweight with our applications.
Yeah, and I can also add, there is, for example, from SAP out the SAP Asset Manager, but yeah, the screens what you have there, they're much more complex than the apps we just showed you. So like Thomas said, it's a very lightweight solution, yeah, which can help you as well. And some other questions. Our tasks are assigned using. I have another question here. Our tasks are assigned using SAP MRS. Can the operator see the sequence in which he need to do the work? I think for this question, I think we will come back to this when we'll send a mail with the recording of the session. Yeah, I think we'll come back to this one. Okay. More questions? No. Yeah, maybe a last one. Yeah. Okay, then I would like to thank you all to join this session. Yeah, so I hope it was added value for you, and yeah, we see you in the near future. Thank you all for listening.